Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Exercise Education Day, I guess. Okay, so there's no topic there. We're gonna do a continuation about free weights, okay, versus machines, okay? I think we came to the conclusion that there's no, well, from my standard, there's no difference between the two, okay? Or sorry, there's no one's good, one's bad. There's a difference, right? So machines can create a little more stability and support so you can focus on producing more force, which is a great thing for getting stronger. Free weights have a little bit more freedom. And there also is involved a little more coaching and you have to monitor a lot more things, which neither is good, neither is bad. They can both work together. So I want to kind of continue of when to use free weights versus when to use machines. That's kind of a preference thing, but there are some tactics we can do that can help us set up how to use and when to use a free weight versus machine. So let's talk about free weights, okay? Say for example, I'm gonna demonstrate a squat. Okay, so just give me a second. Now, I'm gonna demonstrate a squat. So what I'm gonna do, I'll use this bar. Come on over, all right? So say for example, I'm gonna go do a squat, okay? Personally, I like to use the safety bar, but I'll be fine here. So what we're gonna do, okay, is I'm gonna set up to the machine. There's a bunch of things that have to happen for me to even get ready for this, okay? Can my shoulders get to this position? If I can't get here, it's gonna cause neck pain, okay? Can I actually keep my spine stable? If I can't, not a good thing. Do my ankles have enough mobility to do that? Maybe not, who knows? So let's just say we do the squat. Okay, we set up, I actually have that motion, I'm good. And then from here, I'm having trouble trying to figure out where is my center of there it is, right? So you have trouble trying to learn that because when you go free weights, there's a whole bunch of skill that's involved. And say for example, I may not start with somebody with a squat, for example, right? They got a lot to control. They maybe have never done that before. It doesn't mean a squat's bad. Another version of that is we can mess with the center of mass. So I gave you an example of how, that was hard for them to figure out their center of mass or balance point. So maybe I use a dumbbell, okay? Goblet squat, this is like the go-to for trainers, which, you know, how do I put that in a nice way? There's not much thinking going on. It's just like I saw it on Instagram, let's do it, right? And they don't know why it changed it. So the cool thing about this is say, for example, I've got somebody and they're having trouble with that squat. Well, now with the weight out in front of me, we're using the vision system to know, oh, here's the weight, here it is. Now it might help somebody feel their hips staying back in that squat and they can find that center of mass. Say, for example, they're like, man, that's still really hard, okay? That's okay. So follow me over here. Cool, so we have this thing here called a leg press, okay? There's a lot of people there like, well, if you can leg press more than you squat. Of course you can, you have more support, you have less things you have to control and so forth. But if the goal is to build somebody's legs up, we can totally use leg press. And if you come on over here, we have it rigged up here at the kiln in a way to where we can use bands to make the weight lighter, attach them from the bottom, make them heavier, and build a perfect resistance profile or experience for you. So let's get into this. So the nice thing about this is, say for example, somebody has trouble finding their center of mass. When you lay down and sit in this machine, you don't have to find your center of mass. You're just working your legs. So then I can set up, put my feet wherever I want, and hopefully we can build it out to what's perfect for you. But now when I'm doing this, I can just focus on, okay, am I using my legs? Oh yeah, that's great, right? That's great. Say for example, somebody's doing a squat, goblet squat or that back squat, and they feel knee pain. And you're like, oh man, I don't want them to feel knee pain. The cool thing about using this machine is we can now use friction to focus on working either the front side or the back side more. So say for example, they're like, the squat hurts, but then you get them on this leg press and you tell them, hey, I want you to think about when you're here, pushing your knees down towards the floor, not this way. And they start pushing like, oh, I feel that back here. My knees are okay. That's another great tactic of when to use machines. It doesn't mean that you should never squat again, but the cool thing about machines is we can create friction to mess with knee pain and preventing it, doing those types of things. Doesn't mean you shouldn't go to the squat, because that's a movement we need to do on a regular basis, getting on a toilet, getting in a chair, getting in the car and so forth, okay? Now, I know this is an extreme, okay? We've got free weights and then a complete machine, right? Now, let me show you the third one that's in the middle. And I love this thing, so follow me. So we have this thing here and you're probably wondering, what is this? It's a belt squat. Great company. This is not a plug. Sorinex, I'm not getting paid for that, okay? I love Sorinex. They make our racks. They're a great company, American made. So anyways, you have a belt squat. So say for example, the squat is hard for them to find their balance point, right? Like, oh, it's hard for me to find my balance point. Well, now we can kind of combine something that's similar to a machine. I would call it like a hybrid and free weight, okay? So now this is on a path of motion and we can mess with friction, moving the feet and so forth, unlike a squat where you have to adjust yourself. We put this on our hips, and then from here, once we hook in, now we're in a path. This is setting our path similar to a machine, but now I can mess with where I'm pushing, where I wanna push, if I wanna scoot back, and I can push from there, but on a free weight, we can't necessarily do that, which is, again, it's not a bad thing, it's just an option, okay? So say for example, we're gonna go to this position, we're gonna go down, it's like, oh, that feels pretty good. I have feedback all over me of where my center of mass is, okay? Where is my body in space? And now I can focus on producing force and so forth. So that's kind of like a hybrid, I like both. Now, when to use free weights and when to use machines, that's the topic for today. It depends. If you walk into the weight room and you feel fresher that day, you're like, oh, I feel really good, moving really good, my center of mass control, my body control is really good, I would start with free weights and say potentially as you get more tired, move to machines, right? Say for example, you're like, man, I'm super lethargic, I don't know what to do, right? Do machines. There's a little more control. You don't have to focus on as much, but working certain areas of the body. Then what you can do is work different areas of the body with support. So both work really well. There's different options of how to do that. But if you guys have more questions on when to use a free weight and when to use a machine, that varies for every person. But if you got questions about it, ask in the group, let me know. All right, so thanks for watching. That's today's education day.